Year 4. When we first got here, we knew there were some challenging things that we had to take care of, and we attacked it. We went to work right away. We overhauled our football program. We have a lot of new players. Recruiting has gone well. A few years ago, we had 15 freshmen that started. Those guys are juniors now and are running our football team, and that's a good thing. But recruiting is going well, and our guys, the off-season workouts, our players are really working extremely hard. Last year, offensively, we did some good things. We had a new offensive attack that we brought in, led by Lovie Smith. Guys had career years, especially Reggie Corbin. So offensively, I felt like we did enough to win more football games. Defensively, we did not. We were one of the worst defenses in college football. We're embracing that, and we've a long time ago, right after the season, we went to work to correct that. Nate Hobbs and the rest of our crew would have a lot to say about how the season goes with it. As I talk about recruiting and just the state of our program right now, this time of year, everybody is going to have a great year, and there'll be a team that'll come from nowhere that will have an outstanding year. We plan on that being us. But the last part of our overhaul of our program is to have a better product on the football field. And across the board, we feel like we're in the best position to do that. As we look back on the last 3 years, you can look to a couple games that we let slip away. But for the most part, that's where our program has been. Not being able to win enough, teams being better than us, but our stick is a lot bigger now. I'll take your questions.
We'll open up to questions now. We'll start in the very back of the room in the middle. Coach?
In the middle.
Coach, Hondo Carpenter with Spartan Nation. When you came to Illinois, there was a lot of high expectations. Do you think people didn't temper your success in the NFL with just how big of a rebuilding job it was?
Well, I think whenever you come in new, there should be a lot of, there's a reason, number one, for a change, and there's optimism that things, will turn around immediately. Normally that doesn't happen, though, where things turn around right away. So I can't really say exactly how it was back then. I just know now that it's been a few years and we've had a chance to establish everything. And what we want to do is just be in the best position to really be able to compete. And as a coaching staff, we feel like we're in that position. Again, I talked about recruiting. We've also taken the graduate transfer route, and we have about 5 players coming in that we think will really solidify some of those younger classes that have played quite a bit. And it's all about this year.
Next question will be on your right, Coach, in the third row.
Shannon Ryan, Chicago Tribune. How much different do you think the defense will be this year? And with you taking over, what do you want your stamp to be on that side of the field?
First off, Shannon, we have to be a lot better in so many areas. Things we didn't do well. Gave it too many big plays. We weren't really able to stop the run. And our signature is about doing that and taking the ball away and scoring on defense. We weren't able to do all of those things. There were a few times during the course of the year, the Rutgers game, the Minnesota game, where we got a chance to see exactly what we can be. As far as changes that we're going to make, we'll always tweak. You tweak from year to year, but the things we're talking about is whether you run a 4-3 or a 3-4, you have the same amount of people that you're dealing with. I just feel like we have a better understanding of what we're going to do, and the individual improvements that we needed to make, we have made. Our depth is better also. A lot of what happened to us is that when you lose some of your frontline players, the drop-off is too much of a drop. I feel like we're in better position with that. Even losing a player like Bobby, I just feel like We had an excellent recruiting class coming in of young defensive linemen. The Jake Hansons, I mentioned Nate Hobbs, Dele Hardings of the world, Milo Eifler, being able to play. Just feel like some of those things will really help us play better defense this year.
Will be over here on the right, halfway back.
Hi, Lovie. Chad Leistico, Des Moines Register. It seems like the perception of the Big Ten West is it's getting stronger. Do you agree with that assessment? And does that make your rebuild even tougher?
I do agree with that. And we were, at the bottom of the division. So as I talk about the football team that we're expecting to have, finishing where we did last year, it has to, for that to happen, it has to be a strong division, and that was the case. I mean, we have the people that have perennially been pretty good, and of course we know we have to catch them. But as you look at our conference as a whole, top to bottom, feel like it's a strong league, and to make it, of course, you have the ones up top, but it's about the middle of the crew. Each week, of course, you have to be ready. And I'm just going to go back to us. We're a better football team. And by the team that finished at the bottom of the group last year being a lot better should make the conference that much stronger.
Towards the back on the left, Coach.
Lovie, Mike Carmen, Lafayette Journal-Courier. 2 issue-related questions. How would you fix or change what's happening with the transfer portal right now? And is it time for the Big Ten to rethink the division setup?
The division setup first, I can't necessarily say that like the way it is right now. Like, of course, the division that we're in, there are good football teams on both sides, with both sides of our conference. And as far as the transfer rule, how would I fix it? Maybe more transparency as much as anything on how the process kind of goes a little bit when you denied or granted immediate eligibility a little bit would maybe help it. As far as sometimes divorce is a good thing in life in general. So for players to take that approach and have an opportunity to move on, as long as we're all going by the same rules, I'm okay with whatever we have in place and okay with the current rules that we have in place. We had a couple players, of course, that were denied that are good football players. Eventually, those players will get a chance. Luke Ford being one of those players. Luke Ford will eventually play 3 years for the University of Illinois, so we'll wait our time for it.
Thank you very much, Coach.
Thank you.